Pakistan, one of the world's most important Muslim nations, a nuclear power, an ally to the West, and a democratic state. But Pakistan is also a country in denial, turning a blind eye to exploitation of thousands of underprivileged people and vulnerable children. Home to the fifth largest population in the world, where the majority of the country's needy either lives in rural areas or in urban slums.
Differences in living conditions, access to services, opportunities for development, and income are seen as a major source for many conflicts. These differences can be observed within cities where the gap between wealthy living in gated communities and the poor living in intolerable housing conditions are expanding. In Pakistan, about 12.5 million children are working in different occupations, and two-thirds of them are employed full-time. About 1.5 million of these children live on streets with no home to go, and some of them stay with their family in slums known as Kachi Abadi. Lahore has an estimated 12.6 million people living in the region. Approximately 30% of Lahore is covered by slums. According to the Lahore Development Authority's LDA estimates, almost 30% of the notified localities in Lahore fall in the category of slums. The size of the region possesses a bilateral problem. Size contribute to its wealth and prosperity, while on the other hand, with large city comes overpopulation and underdevelopment. The progress of a country should not be measured by what the high class wear and drive. It should be measured by how the poor survive. You record the memories of your child, but what about those who never had any? Your child is tired from studying in school while the boy working out is still smiling. You rush to the doctor even when your child sneezes, and you close your eyes when a poor child bleeds. Mubashar is 9 years old. He lives in slums, which is located in Shiraz town near Greentown. After losing his father, he is the man for his family. He is the sole earner for his family.
मेरा नाम उमैर है 9 साल मेरी उम्र है अबू मेरा फादर फोत हो गया है इस वास्ते मैं मार्क्सां दा काम करना फैक्ट्री दे विच.
He started working at the age of 7, age when most of the kid starts to go to school. Mubashar started to work so that he can look after his family. He works in a place which makes face masks. Child labor is recognized as the worst form of abuse and exploitation of children. The main cause of child labor is extreme poverty, which forces many children and young people on the street.
हमें मेरे फादर से मसा बचे गए भैणा मेरियां जवान ने कोई घर च खटे कमान वाला नहीं हैगा उन्हां वास्ते मैं काम करना.
Other than poverty, broken families, physical and sexual abuse are the factors which lead to struggle. About 12.5 million children of Pakistan are trapped as child laborers, depriving them from their childhood, their health and education. According to reports, street children are vulnerable to sexual abuse on a daily basis. 300 to 400 rupees is not enough for one day, as he has to buy food and basic necessities and also buy medicine for his mother's medical problems. Mubashar's mother is suffering from paralysis. He gathers plastic bottles and garbage after he has finished working in the factory, piles up and sells them to local vendor, earning 2 to 4,000 rupees per month. Not only Mubashar, but majority of children also living in slums are street hawkers and daytime laborers.
मैं मार्क्सां दा काम करना वा मार्क्सां नहीं मेरा गुजारा नहीं हुंदा हैगा मैं बोतला जमे करके ते घर दा पेट संभाल लेना.
He works more than 8 hours. He used to get paid monthly 5,000 rupees, but he preferred to work on daily payments. Living in dirty environment, playing and wandering in polluted areas, and drinking contaminated water might seem dangerous, but for boys like Mubashar, there are other hazards they must face every day.
ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੋਤਲਾ ਚੁਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਲੋਕ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੁਰੀ ਨਿਗਾਹ ਨਾਲ ਵੇਖਦੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਗੰਦੀ ਹਰਕਤ ਕਰਨੇ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਭੱਜ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀ.
In Pakistan, many children are victims of child abuse. More than 10 children suffer from abuse every day in Pakistan. Most child abuse cases are reported from Punjab, followed by Sindh and KPK. Every child deserves a fair life. They deserve good education, better opportunities, a secure future, and happiness. Sadly, for some children, happiness is just a meaningless word. They are forced to give up on their dreams and are pulled into the clutches of poverty. For Mubashar, who himself was abused, daily struggle does not matter much. In order to survive, child abuse has become a common thing for many street children.
ਪਹਿਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਠੋਕਰ ਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕੰਮ ਛੱਡਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੇ ਕਿ ਉੱਥੇ ਲੋਕ ਗੰਦੀਆਂ ਹਰਕਤਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀ।
It pains us that even after 74 years of independence, we are left discussing basic facets. That a child should not be allowed to work. The government passes every amendment from its side, but it has many loopholes. For instance, child labor law exists, but even in today's time, it exists in every corner of Pakistan. Passing an amendment and implementing it are two different things. After all hardships, Mubashar never feels infirm. He loves to play music. He wants to become a musician. He is very good in playing dolki. He has learned this from a very young age, and it is also inherited in his blood. He belongs to a caste named Mir Alams. Mir Alams are called Marasis. They are traditional singers and dancers.
ਮੀਰ ਆਲਮ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਮਰਾਸੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਮਰਾਸੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ ਢੋਲਕੀ ਵਜਾ ਕੇ ਪੈਸਾ ਕਮਾਉਣਾ ਇਹ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਰੁਕਦਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਖਾਦਾ ਪੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਇਹ ਸਾਡਾ ਹੁਨਰ ਵੀ ਹੈ ਸਾਡਾ ਕਾਰੋਬਾਰ ਹੈ ਯਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਲੋਕ ਵੱਡੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਪਣਾ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨੇ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਰੋਜ਼ੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀ
They are mainly a community who participate in activities as entertainers. They are found throughout Punjab and most villages contains their settlements. They are famous for their wit, humor and dancing skills. While you spend hours on deciding what to eat, a poor spends hours searching for something to eat. Playing musical instruments is not just an amusement or passion for Mubashar. It is also a way to earn and put food on the table for his family. When he cannot fulfill his family's requirements, he with his friends go out with dholki, playing and singing, going from door to door. Some give money and some provide them with food.
ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੋਤਲਾਂ ਚੁਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਨਾ ਉਦੋਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਗੁਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਫਿਰ ਢੋਲਕੀ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦੋਸਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਕੱਠਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਮੰਗਣ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਰਹਿਣਾ ਕੋਈ ਖਾਣਾ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਕੋਈ 10 ਰੁਪਏ ਦੇ ਦਿੰਦਾ
In Pakistan, the first major slum upgrading and poverty alleviation program at the national level was proposed for the period 1988 till 1993. The program largely failed to meet its target and it regularized only 1% of Kachi Abadis per year due to faulty land record, corruption and non-inclusion of grassroots organizations. The fight against poverty has to take place in both urban and rural areas. Still, urban poverty receives relatively little attention from policymakers and authorities. Mubashar is just one example. Hundreds of thousands of others are at great risk every day on the streets of Pakistan. The society has to find alternative ways to identify and address abuse as an issue threatening the future of children. It is crucial for policymakers in Pakistan to recognize that children are particularly vulnerable to abuse and violence, and that ignoring child rights only further threatens their health and development while they are trapped in a cycle of poverty and helplessness.